Good morning. Good morning. What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing? If you are brand new here, the way that this works is very simple. You got any camera questions or any kind of gear questions, let me know, and we'll try to get you sorted out. You can ask me, hey, I want to check out this camera versus this camera, or I'm thinking about doing car photography. I want to do X, Y, and Z. Is this camera good? Hey, what's good, my guy? Peppermint Cookies, good morning, sir. Good morning. I just try to answer as many questions as possible. Is really the goal. Right now it's early, so there aren't a lot of people asking questions, but throughout the stream it does get a little bit busier. So if you have any questions to ask right now, please do so. What's good? What's good? I'm just getting all my tabs open because I always reference the same exact tabs, but I always forget to open them ahead of time. Let's see, TikTok. You guys looking at my TikTok? Hey, did you see my message about cameras? I would love to know your opinion. What was your question, buddy? Your question. Remind me what your question was. Tell me what I should buy a camera FX3. Tell me why I should buy. I wouldn't buy an FX3 this year. Truthfully. That's no cap. Reason being is because I'm pretty confident that there's going to be an FX3 Mark II or whatever they call it. So I would either wait to see what the new one has or wait for a slight price drop in the old one. I have a Sony A380 DSLR handed down, but I want the Sony 64, but I don't have enough money. Thoughts? What are your thoughts on you not having any money? I don't know. I think that's a good upgrade, man. I think you should just put in the work and save up the gold shekels and make it a goal. You know, make it a goal. This month, myself, I am on a rice and beans diet all month. Rice and bean diet, ramen noodle diet. Because I'm saving up for a couple of new cameras that are coming out. Probably, I think at the end of this month or maybe next month, but I'm working towards the goal of saving up some cash so that I can get that camera, right? What about the FX2? FX2 is kind of cool. I like the FX2, Daniel. It's a great question. I think it's kind of neat. Yeah, I think it's kind of neat. What 35mm lens should I get for cinematic look on the Nikon ZR? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know much about the Nikon mount, but a 35mm with a bright aperture, all of them are pretty good, man. Nikon ZR is a really great camera, dude. Lots of dynamic range. Is the Nikon 5200 a good starter camera? I think all little haters, all cameras are good starter cameras, dude. You just got to get started. You know, don't let not having a camera or you like thinking about a camera just get one and get going. Even if you just use your cell phone for the time being. Yeah, just get out there and get shooting. Because I don't know, I don't know idea how to use camera, but I'm gonna buy one next. Nice, do it. You should do it. Canon EOS R50 or the 6400? I'd probably buy both of them. Are decent options. The 6400 is $1,000. The R50 is like $600, $700. And the 6400 doesn't have a articulating screen. It has just one of those flip up screens. Sony 64 plus a Viltrox 15mm worth for all around. 15 millimeters is a pretty fixed. It's a fixed focal length, so it's not going to be good for like certain things, but it's a good camera to get you started with, man. This is the thing, Blue Gilly. Great question, by the way, Blue Gilly. What you got going on is like an interchangeable lens camera system, right? And that means that if you start with the 15 millimeters, you'll figure out, okay, it's good for X, Y, and Z. It's not good for this one, for this. And then you can just swap out that lens later, you know? Get a new lens that makes it better for that. All cameras are good starter cameras. So glad you said that. Jerome Bettis. What was Jerome Bettis's number? 36? 36, right? I think it was. 36 or 32. No, 36 sounds right. The bus. Yeah, bro, it's facts, man. It's facts. It's facts. It's just something to say to get you out there. Like, get out of the decision making, like, you know, merry-go-round. Just make a decision, get the camera, go outside. If you make a bad decision, you made a bad decision, and then just live with it and move on and get you know, and make another decision in terms of what gear you should be using. Do you like the Z8? I do like the Z8. Thoughts on a fisheye setup? Fisheye's lenses have like a very obviously a unique look. So for me, they have like a niche use, like a very specific use case. If you do them and use them in creative ways, totally cool. I don't think I would every day a fisheye lens though. Me personally, but my style and your style might be completely different. So, what do you think about the Sigma 16 for ZV-E10 for calisthenics video for good blur and quality? I love the 16 millimeter, dude. I have, I literally own, I used to own 4 of those lenses and now I own 3. Yeah, actually, you're watching me on one of them right now. The 16 millimeter is this top one up here. And this is a 23 millimeter down here. So I use a 16 millimeter almost every single day. I have 3 of them, I should say. I have 2 for Canon and 1 for Sony. 1 for the ZV-E10, 2 actually. So what should I buy for a prime lens? The 15 is great, bro. The 50, I like the 23 a lot. The 23, 24 millimeters, nice on a crop sensor. Omni, what up? Crimson Desert 2-day. I don't know what that means, Omni. The Brinks, primarily a videographer, but occasionally photo weddings too. Thinking of R6. That's perfect, dude. Yeah, the R6 Mark III is a great hybrid camera. If you do primarily video, it might not be the best option if you do like 90% video. But if you do anywhere between 60%, 70% video, you should be fine. How long are your typical like shots? Like, do you hold shots for like an hour long? Help me with a lens. Tuma Fair. Which are best match for the FX30 lens for commercial video? Which lenses? 24 to 70, 15 to 35, 16 to 35. Look up Crimson Desert on TikTok if you game. I'm busy doing this, Omni. Obsbot tiny camera. Okay. OBS bot. Obsbot or OBS bot? What do you think about the Canon R5 for sports photography? Canon R5 sick, dude. What up, fun facts? Good morning, YouTube. Hello again, Chester Captures. Hello, hello. How are ya? Is the YouTube comment coming through? Yes, it is. This chat's coming in nicely. 17 people, 20 people over on TikTok. My sound effects are dead. I don't know what happened to my sound effects, guys. Is it that? No, it's not that. It might be this. Nope, not that. Where's my wave thing? Huh. Not sure. Let's close it down again, I guess. I'm not gonna fiddle with this too much. We don't always need sound effects. They're nice to have. Control Alt Delete. Can you guys hear sound effects on your end? Voice mod and task. Oh, you guys do hear sound effects? Okay, so it's just me then. Interesting. Okay, so as long as you guys hear it. I wish I could hear it, but that's all right. Anyways, as long as you guys can hear it, that's okay. I can see the waveform or the sound bar going up for it, but Jesus Christ. Five viewers over in the YouTube world. How are you? How are you? Let's see what we got going on over here. What kind of content do you make? 100% is photo and video. Photo and video stuff. Cool, cool. Ooh, woo. All right. Yeah. For some reason, my sound bar, like everything's glowing up, and I can see the wave, but I can't hear it in my headphones. I won't bother with it right now. By the way, I just bought the mist filter 1/8, and I bought the mini matte box. Cool. Let me know what you think about that mist filter. I know you were super concerned, or you were deliberating it with yourself last night. Let me know what you think. I think the 1/8 is good, dude. What camera do you use to stream? On TikTok, I'm using a Canon R10 with a 23 millimeter. 23 millimeter. I need to schedule a haircut today. I'm looking at myself, and like my hair is getting crazy on the sides. It's a little overgrown. Mike is here. Hey, Mike. What up, Mike? I didn't see him yet. Oh, there's good morning, Mike. I see you now. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Any lens, bro? I recently bought a Canon M50 Mark II, but I really need a lens. Any lens, I'll appreciate. 16 millimeter Sigma f1.4. This lens right here. This is the lens. It's available for the EFM mount. This is a really nice lens. I gave this lens and camera, the camera that you're talking about, the M50, I gave it away. And the person that I gave it to, thank you for the follow. The person that I gave it to, I gave them like 4 or 5 lenses. 5 lenses. And this is the one that stays glued onto that camera. So, Miss Emerald, good morning, Miss Emerald. How are you? What is the connection with wearing headphones? Right now, I guess I can just hear my music, but I like to play soft music, and I also like to play sound effects. And if I don't wear headphones, it'll come through the speakers. And if it comes through the speakers, it'll come through the mic, and there'll be like feedback. So in order for me to control the sound and make sure that you guys get a good experience that doesn't have a lot of feedback in it, I need to wear a mic, headphones. I could wear headphones that are smaller, that are a little bit less conspicuous, you know what I mean, that are smaller. They're called IEMs. I haven't found any that I truly am in love with. These headphones are spectacular though. Sarah, is your name Vic? Vic, yep, yes it is. Supposedly Sarah. Good morning, supposedly Sarah. What time is it for y'all? Y'all watching. I'm curious. 1 a.m. here. Damn, 1 a.m. For me, I'm in Philly. It's about to be 8 a.m. right now. Alex Figueroa. How are you, Alex Figueroa? I just bought a Mini 5 Pro. I think of doing real estate photos. Sick, dude. Is that the drone? That's nice, dude. I was looking at that. Problem is that I already own a drone and I only flew it like twice. Mine's old though. KOD, I use the Insta360 Link Pro 2. Those are nice little webcams, yeah. Would you gift me the lens? I would not, Tuma Fair. I would not. Because then I would have one less lens. They're not that expensive though, broski. This is a great lens, man. Great lens. I think it even costs less for the EFM mount. Let's look at it. Let's see. 16 millimeter Sigma F. It's like if you have a favorite like creator, YouTuber or Twitcher or live streamer, and they have a nice camera, chances are very likely that they use this lens. It's a really great lens, dude. Everybody owns it. EFM. Let's look at it. Yeah, dude, look, you can get this one. Shit. $300, $279 used. So if you're in the United States, this is for the United States folks. This lens is crazy cheap, dude. And it's so good, bro. So good. Listen, I tell everybody, and people that have been here for a while, I recommend two things the most. Maybe a couple things the most. One of the things that I recommend the most is this lens right here, this 16 millimeter lens, and then this camera right over here, the R50V. This combo, this set, is spectacular, dude. Spectacular combo, especially if you're like an aspiring content creator that wants to make either content for yourself, content for a business so you can make some money, or you want to start making YouTube videos, you want to start making TikToks, if you're a lifestyle girly, if you're a gym bro, if you just want to be vlogging. Oh man, for vlogging, phenomenal, dude. Sarah, I definitely need to check that my cam isn't cutting it. Young Cod. Should I get a 70-200 f2.8 for indoor sports? Any budget option? What kind of sport is it for? Like a basketball court, like volleyball, or is it like a full gymnasium? 70-200 on a basketball court is a little tight, but it'll get the job done. It'll get the job done. You'll be able to stand in one corner of the gym, the basketball court, and reach the other side no problem, which is pretty neat. But if you stand underneath a basketball rim and you're trying to photograph somebody doing a layup, like if you're close to the basketball gym, you're going to be really tight on their face. I saw a couple Sony ZV-1s on Marketplace around. I want to grab one, but wasn't sure. That's a good price range, young KOD. The ZV-1s. Those have fixed lenses, don't they? That's a pretty decent price range. ZV-1s. I think they have fixed lenses. Sony ZV-1s. Yeah, they're point and shoot cameras. And when you want to use it as a live streaming camera, the thing is you're looking at this, and this is an f1.8 to f2.8, right? Is that what that is? I'm just going off. I think that's what that is, right? Or is it a 2.8? If it's a f1.8, I'd be what the actual focal range is. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate that. Valerie Visions, God bless you. Good morning. Was the R100 a good purchase as my first camera just to get into photography? If you already bought it, you already bought it. I would have told you not to buy it though. Francesco, I bought a Sigma 18 to 50. Nice, dude. For my 16. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. Sigma 18 to 50. That's a great lens, dude. I'm a beginner creating content. Yeah, dude, that's a great lens, dude. You have a nice combo. 67 plus the 18 to 50. You killed it, kid. I have the 100 to 400 f4 already. Looking for an extra one for my other body. 24 to 70. You already have a 100 to 400. I would get the 24 to 70 just to add a little bit more variety in your shots, you know. 70 to 200 already kind of overlaps with the other one. Both are great choices, but if you're asking me for my opinion, I would first, here's what I would do. I would make it a plan to own all three of them eventually, but if I'm going in order, and the way that I'd go about it is I'd get the 24 to 70 next, you know. Any thoughts for the Veltrox lens brand? I like the Veltrox lens brand. It's a cheap Chinese brand, but it gets the job done. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Chester Captures. Chester, Caster Labs is a bot, by the way. So, just so you know. The bot is just it helps me, or it's a bot that helps me send automated chats. Just so you know. Thank you for all the gifts, guys. Thank you for all the gifts. Appreciate it. In photography, looking to get a new lens. Got a Canon RP using 50 prime. Any suggestions? Do you like a wider shot, or do you want a more zoomed in? What's your name? Shid 4X. Thoughts on the Sony A7 II? I like the Sony A7 II. It's expensive. Got given a Lumix. Nice. Am I cooked? No, dude. Anything. If it's for free, it's for me, buddy. Go outside and go shoot some stuff with it, man. What suggestion? Thank you, W, for the suggestion. Yep, really appreciate it. I got you, bro. For a beginner cinematography, slow motion type videos, what camera lens would you recommend? Slow motion. You need something that shoots 4K 60 or 1080 60. Farazi mobile videographer. So look for something with a nice sensor, like 24 megapixels at least. And then, well, 12 megapixels is still good, you know, if you're doing strictly videography, but you really want 4K 60 or 1080 60. And then that 60 and 1080 120 if you can, if you have a budget for it. Yeah, 4K 60 or 4K 120. 4K 120 is going to be expensive, but you might be able to find something that's 1080 120. I have a budget of around 2,000 to 3,000 and want to get into photography with no experience. What would you recommend? Nicole, that's a great budget. You can get a lot of things, dude. What cameras are you currently looking at, Nicole? Last or Israel 67 or A75? A75. That's an easy one. R series 24-105, a good one. Which 24 to 105? Ooh, R8 or R5? Have you looked at the R6? The R6 Mark II? If you buy the R6 Mark II, you're gonna have one of the most desired cameras of all time, Nicole. You're gonna buy a dream camera that a camera that most people dream of, I should say. The R6 Mark II. That should set you back around 2,000, and then you can save the rest for a R6 Mark II, and then you can save the rest, the extra $1,000, on a yeah, I would get this. This is a much newer and much better camera than the R8 or the R5, which are both great selections, but this right here, this is like right at the top end of your budget, and you still have about $1,000 left over, where you can get yourself a really decent lens that you'll have this camera for the next 10 years of your life. That's what I would do. Great budget. Yeah, great budget. That when you get into like the $1,500 to $2,500, you really like the camera world is your oyster. You know what I mean? Circling on that slow-mo question, the Lumix G9 II is about 1K flat and has 1080 at 300 FPS. And is it full frame Chester captures? Is it full frame? And does it have a crop? Those are other things that I consider. When I want to do slow-mo stuff, if I have a choice, I want to do it on a full frame, and I want to not have a crop. Hi man, is the Lumix GH5 worth for video camera? I think I saw a couple people using that camera or asking about that camera. I'd say so, man. What other options do you have? Celebrity graphic designer. Still use my Canon 60D with my 35 and still works perfectly. Just need some good lights. Yeah. Yeah, if you take care of your stuff and you've used it for a long time and it still works, use it, man. Is that better than those? Yeah, I'd say so. It's newer. The R5 is a fantastic camera, but it's much older now. So I'd be looking at this one, Nicole. This is the one that I'd have my eyes set on. And if you like Sony, the A7 IV is right on par with this one. Best lens. What kind of content do you want to make again, Nicole? Remind me. Because you'll have about $1,000 left over, right? So you can have a good selection of STM lenses, whether it's a couple of primes or one STM zoom, like a 28 to 70 f2.8. Those are all really good. Or if you want something wide, like a 16 to 30 or 16 to 20 or something. I forget the Valerie Visions. As a beginner photographer with limited experience in editing, do you recommend JPEG or RAW? I always shoot in RAW, and I just never shoot in JPEG. Always shoot in RAW. Buy the Hasselblad X2. I don't want a Hasselblad. Do you suggest Fujifilm X-T30 focus for beginner? Hell yeah! Fujifilm X-T30 is sick, dude. It's a nice camera. R6 all day. Hell yeah, dude. R6 all day. I bought its little brother, the R6 Mark III. Today, yesterday, quick story time. My boss called me directly on my phone and said, "Hey, do you have any?" I took pictures of him and his partners, his business partners. And he's like, "Hey, I got there's an article being written about me in the firm. Any of the pictures that you took of us work for that?" And I said, "Is it just for you? Is it about the 3 partners?" And he said, "It's just about him specifically." And I showed it to him. He's like, "Yeah, these are all group photos." I said, "I told you, bro." I didn't call him bro. I called him, "Yes, sir." They're all, but if you want, I can bring in my camera tomorrow and I can get you another round of pictures of just you. So today I'm going to be using my R5 Mark II. This is my baby. And I'm probably not going to use the 70 to 200. I'll probably use Big Bertha. I'll show you. You guys want to see Big Bertha? Here she is. Big Bertha, aka Big Chungus, aka the realist. This is her right here, 28 to 70. 28 to 70 f2. She's a monster lens. So I'm probably going to go to work with this kit right here. And I have one of those filters on here, fun facts. The 1/8. This right here, guys, I've said this. A couple of people have asked me, like, "Hey, if you could start over, what camera and lens would you use?" This is it. If I had to start 100% over from beginning and I could only have one camera and one lens, it'd be this guy right here, the Canon R5 Mark II with the 28-70 f2. This is it, guys. So that's what I'm going to be doing at work today. That should be a quick 10-15 minute shoots, because most professional guys, like men, are pretty serious and they don't really like to get their photos taken, which is, I get it, you know. Let's see. No, it's MFT 25 micro 4/3. Ooh. But pros are 8 stops. Yeah. Bro, Lumix does a really nice job, man. Not sure on crop. I want to buy instead of open gate for those modes. Got it. Family, sports, and travel. Okay, yeah, a 28-70. So I would do an STM 28-70. STM. And that lens is about $1,000. It's a little expensive, but it's like an all-rounder zoom. Yeah, you can buy it used. You could buy it used for a little bit less. Brand new, it does cost $1,000. And this, like I said, is a decent all-rounder. Ooh, you know what you could do? You know what you could do? You could get this one, the RF 24-105. You could get this lens, because this lens is, ooh, it's a little out of your budget. Damn it. If you could squeak out, maybe if you find this lens used, this lens right here, 24-105, it's a little over your budget. A little over your budget, but let's see if we can find this used. If we can find it used, that would be it. Let's see, MPB, here it is. No, that's not it. I want to see the f4. You got to make sure it's this exact lens, because there's a couple of, oh, it's at your budget, used. So if you could find it used, it's right under your budget. You're right up against the high end of your budget though, but this will be a killer combo. Truthfully, you buy this lens, 24-105 f4L. Very important that you get this exact lens. And then the R6 Mark II. You did it, kid. You did it. That's fucking it, man. That would be great, man. Yeah, that's a nice combo for sure. Right at your, it's at the higher end of your budget, but totally worth it. Thank you so much. Yeah, Nicole, I got you. Keen to hear your thoughts on the Leica 10-25 f4. I don't know much about Leica, Chester. I'm too poor to know about Leicas. My lens have fungus. I actually think the only way you get rid of fungus in your lenses is by sending it in. I don't know of any other way to get rid of it, unless you take it apart, but I wouldn't take my camera apart. Warrior One Gaming, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you, brother. What about Facebook Marketplace? Stu, hello, Stu. Good morning, by the way. I don't send people to Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. If people are buying new, I recommend using a reputable reseller. And I look for a couple of things. For a reputable reseller, I want to have a good reputation. Excuse me. Second, to have a return policy, to have a guarantee, and to have customer service. The only time, and I'll say this cautiously, the only time I recommend a private sale is when you actually know that person. If you know that he's a photographer, or that you trust him and you know where he lives and stuff, right? Like basically you trust them enough to babysit your kids, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Fun fact, should I get a Tamron 28-75 because I'm looking for zooming 56 with my FX30, or keep this thing? Which 28-75? Fun facts, you got enough gear, bro. You got enough gear, man. You just need to start doing shit. You just need to start creating, man. There's this thing. Have you guys ever heard of GAS? GAS, Gear Acquisition Syndrome. It's We all fall victim to it, where we just want to collect and collect and collect, and we spend more time collecting stuff than we actually do creating things. If you guys are stuck in a cycle where you want to just continue to buy gear, try your best to get out of that cycle and start creating stuff, because what happens is, before you even start creating things, you start imagining and creating these fake scenarios that haven't even come up yet. And you start creating these problems that don't exist in your life yet, where you're trying to buy gear that solves a problem that you haven't encountered just yet. And because of that, because like, oh, I need it for this. Oh, what if I need this? Oh, if this, and then you start acquiring all this shit and you never run into the problem, right? So that's why I encourage people, everybody, get out there and start creating stuff and run into these problems, so that you know, it's like, hey, is this a solvable problem with what I currently have, or do I actually need to solve for this issue, right? Fun facts. You know I'm right, bro. That's why you laughing, right? Vic, can you help me find a good wide lens under $300 for my R50? A wide lens, the 16 millimeter, bro. The STM 16 millimeter. That one's right around $300. If you want wider than that, there's a 12, but that's not under $300. This guy right here, bro. Yeah, look. I love this little lens, dude. This little lens on a crop sensor is really nice. It's effectively, remember the crop factor? Do all of you guys know how to account for a crop factor in a camera with a full frame lens? I've now finished buying equipment. That's enough for now. Kura, those are some dangerous words, bro. Kura 161. Dynasty 9000, you can window shop first. No, dude, you can window shop, sure, if you do it like 5% of your time. If you're spending the other 95% of your time actually creating stuff, then you can actually window shop, dude. I do have gas. It's okay if we all get a little gassy. We all get a little gassy from time to time. Totally cool. What's up, YouTube? How's it going over there? We got my buddy Chester. Oh, we got a new friend over here. Joe Petty. Joe Petya Gamey? I don't know how to say your name. Thanks for the comment, Joe. Joe Pet. Is the cheap camera body with an expensive lens better than an expensive camera body with a cheap lens? Yes. Sometimes. Generally, yes. Yeah. If you have a cheaper camera body, if you have a cheap, inexpensive camera body and then you have something like a kit lens, you're going to have a bad time. And most people, typically, people want to just upgrade to a new camera body because they'll think that'll solve all their problems. But you'd be surprised on how that cheap camera that's paired with a kit lens or a cheaper lens, when you pair that cheap camera with a much nicer lens, a lens that costs 4, 5, 6 times the cost of the camera body, how much that really improves your deliverables, your photos, your videos, and also that feeling, that dopamine hit that you get when you see your photos rendered through a proper lens with wonderful optics. You're like, holy shit. So a lens that costs 3, 4, 5 times the worth of the camera will basically like revitalize your attitude and like, holy shit, this camera can actually put in some work. So typically, yes. Dynasty 9000, I have a hard question for you. Let me have it, bro. Bro, should I buy an FX30 or a Nikon Z30? And which lens? I'd buy the FX30 between those two. Can I get a ZVE10 for my logo design videos? I wouldn't buy a ZVE10 in this day and age. I'd buy a ZVE10 II. Valerie Visions, Canon 16mm versus 28. That's a good comparison. Let me look at it. So the 28 is, how much is the 28? A couple $100? They cost about the same. I have both of the lenses. You guys want to see them? The 28 millimeter is definitely like a pancakey lens, and the 16 millimeter is not that much bigger. This is definitely like an everyday kind of walk. Let's talk about these in a full frame, right? So in full frame, this is a true 28 and this is a true 16. On a full frame, the 28 is much more usable for like everyday walking around kind of shots. 16 is going to be super duper wide on a full frame sensor. This one has macro capabilities, meaning that you'll be able to get really close to your subjects. The 28 millimeter does not have that capability, so it is what it is. You have like, actually, let's see the minimum focus distance. Yeah, so look, this one has 0.75. Can I zoom into that? 0.75 of minimum focus distance, and then this one has 0.43, meaning that you'll be able to get closer to your subjects with this one. So this one has like, we'll call it macro. True macro, you can get like really up in a subject's face with it. On a crop sensor though, the 16 millimeter is really, really nice for every day. It essentially turns the 16 into kind of like the 28 everyday usage. And then the 28 turns into 28. What's 28 plus 14, guys? 40 something, 42. Turns it into like a 40 millimeter lens, which is a nice range, you know, definitely a nice range as well. So I guess it depends on what you like to shoot. Chester Capture. Here's a tricky question I've been asking myself. What actually makes a nice lens nice? The optics, the lens, the how it renders images. Yeah, the quality of the optics, a constant aperture. It's fast. Yeah, that's a subjective question, I guess. But if you like how an image renders, like I have a lens from the 1970s. It's the 35 millimeter, and there's nothing fancy about that lens, but the way that it renders an image at the end is really, really beautiful. Question, are you by any chance using OBS? I do. I am using Andy. I am using OBS. I love how you showcase the web page presentation. Really? I think I need to make some improvements on this. What I'm going to do on this page is I'm going to make it small. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to be putting myself on this half like this, like the horizontal or vertical one. And then I'm going to put the web page over here, smaller, so that you get to see me fully with the chat. I'm going to work on that this weekend. It shouldn't take me very long, but yeah. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, but yeah, this is OBS. You could do this on TikTok Live Studio as well, but I'm using OBS because I'm multi-streaming to the YouTube worlds as well. Fun facts. All right, broski, brother. You're welcome, bro. I'm gonna start doing content, maintain my gas, gotta go work. All right, bro. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you later on if I see you. Right now, guys, I'm live streaming 2 times a day. In the morning and in the afternoon when I get back from my full-time job. Kyle, what's a good lens for the R50 for wildlife? I have an internship at a zoo since grad. What lens do you currently have, Kyle? And what's your budget? Shooting in 24 f, okay. Then switch to 60 f, okay. Then switch to ISO to 800. What type of scene you shooting? 24 if I'm shooting video? For video, I'm probably, if I'm using those settings, I'm probably shooting like something cinematic, like talking head. And then if I'm switching to 60, I'm filming a sequence of like fast moving stuff so I can slow it down later on. Brother, just bought a Canon EOS M50 with a 15 to 45. Okay, cool, cool. Would the Sony FX3 be good for streaming? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude. What's the millimeter on your lens? On TikTok, this is a 23 millimeter on TikTok. This is a R10 with a 23 millimeter Sigma, and this up here is a R50 with a 16 millimeter Sigma. Which lens would you recommend for around $500 for the Canon R50? Probably this one. It's a little over $500. But this lens right here, this is it, dude. Any crop sensor camera, this is it. By the way, guys, all of this, if you're on TikTok, if you're interested in looking where all these links are, all you got to do is hit my profile picture right here and land on my home page. And then the first link in the bio, you scroll down and I have what's a little tab that's called Amazon Selects. And in here, all of this gear I own. 95% of this gear. The other 5% was either gifted to me or I sold it. So you can check out, I have everything categorized from my YouTube setup to my cameras to my lenses. If you go into my lenses, you'll be able to see every lens that I currently own. I own, like I said, about 95% of these. Some of these I sold. But this is the lens that I would buy for around 600 bucks. A little over, but totally worth the extra shekels. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. What would be a good lens to use with it? For the FX3, you want to do probably a 24 millimeter or a 16 millimeter Trav G if you're using the FX3 for streaming. Even a 35 millimeter would be good. It just depends on the distance, how far away you are from the camera. Someone asked me that and I didn't know. I mean, it's a subjective question really, because everybody's filming style is a little different, you know? Is 30 good for a mid to close distance? I'm afraid it's just too much or out of... How far away is the lens from you, Pack? Yeah, how far away are you? Do you have a zoom lens right now, Pack? The one thing that I do say a lot, guys, if you do have a kit lens, is to use the kit lens because that's what you got, right? But pay attention to what focal length you stay around the most. The way that you do that really is just by paying attention to your focal distance when you take a photo, or if you use a software like Lightroom, the focal distance and the camera settings are baked into the metadata of each photo. And then you can source your photos or sort your photos by focal length. And then you can see literally, I take 1,000 photos at 35. I take 1,800 photos at 50. And you get a good idea of what focal length you naturally land on. And you take that information and then you can either make a decision, okay, I need to buy a better zoom lens that includes this range that I am at naturally. Or you can make a decision on buying a nice prime that is around that focal length. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I would do. Zoth, hi, I'm getting a 64 with a 16-50 lens for around 550 USD. Worth it? As a first, 550, where are you getting that from? That sounds like a scam. Because the 6400 is about $1,000. Inaki, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. What's your thoughts on super zooms? Super zooms like the television zooms, those are kind of cool. Okay, thanks, brother. You got it, brother. 24 to 70 would also be good. Yeah, what did I say? I said 24 and 35, so that kind of fits in there. 16 is kind of cool though. Like 3-4 feet max. On a crop sensor, Pack, or on a full frame sensor? Remind me. Should I get a Tamron 2.8 G2 or a G1 for my budget? I'm a Sony user. Buy the nicest lens you can afford, Parker. It's used. Sorry to mention that. I figured it was used. It just sounds a little too good to be true. It sounds a little too good to be true because that camera, regardless if it's new or used, is about $1,000. Trav G, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, guys. Over in TikTok, what kind of content do you guys make? Are you guys trying to create like streaming content, YouTube content, or you guys just want to do photo and video, like for personal use? Also, who makes money with their cameras? Same with the YouTube guys. 9 people watching over on YouTube. Hello, YouTube, TikTok. Say hi to YouTube for me. They can see your chat, by the way. YouTube can see the TikTok chat. TikTok cannot see YouTube. Only cause, and that's because TikTok will get mad at me for sharing multi-chat. The Brink says wedding videographer here. Sick. That's awesome, dude. How many weddings do you do a year, the Brinks? I stopped doing weddings last year. I was like, I've had enough of this shit. Me, I stream chess. Crazy, dude. Crazy. It's so crazy the things that you can film, man. How's your audience on that, Dynasty? Growing, I bet. I'm doing freelance at the moment. All captured stuff goes to some client and I can't even save them. What do you mean save them? Like you can't keep the footage? I have a poll over on the YouTube land, guys. The poll is, what kind of content do you make? 81% of you guys say that you do just photo and video. 12% of you say streaming and YouTube. 6% of you say that you're content girlies. Is that you, Chester? Are you a content girly? And then 0% of you are gym bros. Let's see. I do it part-time, about 10 to 15. Woo, you're busy, dude. Is that part-time? What does that break down to? About 1 a month? Pretty solid, dude. Pretty solid. Can't keep the footage and stuff, yeah. I don't know why you worked out that deal. That deal seems weird to me, but if that's what gets you paid, simply art. Just beginner beauty concept. Cool. Like beauty content, like where you stand in front of the camera. Is that what you're trying to do, Parker? I made a video about that the other day. No, it was a while back actually, about like a beauty content creator. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It was a while back. It was on my TikTok though. I might share it over to Instagram. I only ever share videos across platforms when they perform decent. Let's see, where, oh, here it is. Of those beauty content creators that does the makeup with the fancy background and the great lighting. These are the things that you need. Here I use like an f1.2 lens. The number one thing, I'm gonna start off nice and easy, is proper lighting. Let me go over a couple of the things right now. So this right I just talked about how you need like a lot of lighting for your beauty content, because that's how those guys get those high key lights, a background, some LED lights, and then you can get an image that looks pretty decent, you know, because now you can sit in front of this and do your makeup and do like a story time kind of content, which I see a lot of beauty creators do. Can you live stream using meta glasses? I don't know, actually. 100% I'm a content girly. Got it. Let's see. Street photographer. Sick. Yeah, I don't know, Stu. I don't know if you can live stream. I think you could, but I've never seen that workflow. So just started streaming chess, shooting with a Lumix S9 with an external fan on it. Yeah, I remember you have the Lumix S9. Don't you have another camera though, or is that your best camera? It's mostly private marketing before launch, auction, and private land. Still don't have a good cam. I get it. I would still keep the footage though and archive it. Julia, hello. Whoa, those effects are cool. Hello, Julia. Good morning. Good morning. The effects on that video, is that what you were saying? Yeah, sometimes I do effects like that. I do have them in a couple of different other videos. I used to use them a lot. I used to use them a lot more, but I don't as much. Yeah, I used them a lot for this project. I don't remember where else I used it. Did I use them here?
Last time I checked, I'm still hot, real hot. Kept it dope without a pill pop. Bill cars, steady.
I didn't use them here. I did hard cuts here.
Did it all off of a tick.
What time is it? 8:30. I've said this a couple of times, guys, but I never delete my old stuff just because I like going back and seeing all the shit that I've done. Like going down memory lane, you know? What's the name of your microphone? This is a Wave DX. Wave DX. Do I have it here linked? I think I do. Here it is. It's a pretty cheap mic. Pretty decent. I like Elgato products a lot, you guys. I really like Elgato products. They all work together really nice. They look cool. When I bought this, they didn't have fun colors, though. I definitely would have gotten like a white, or I would have gotten like a green or a purple. Hello, 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 hello. Thanks for hanging out over in YouTube. I appreciate it. My YouTube could use some attention. That's okay. We'll get there, though. For real, though, I run a little media company called Adventurous Type of Media, and I specialize in action adventure filmmaking, be it for events, athletes, course, expeditions. Gnarlier the better. Sick, dude. Chester, did I check out your YouTube channel already? I think I did, didn't I? Because that sounds kind of familiar. Go to channel. Yeah, I think I did see your stuff. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I did check out your stuff. I remember, broski. Yeah, the gnarlier the better. Do you use any action cameras? If you use an action camera, which one is the one that you use? Which one is the one that you can't leave your house without? Yeah, I think I subbed to your. I did sub to your channel, if I'm not mistaken. I did. Go to channel. Yeah, Chester Captures. So this is a gentleman's channel that's over on the YouTube. 2025, it's a wrap. Wow, look at this edit. Cool. That looks to me, that looks like 120. Is this 120, Chester? It looks like 120. It looks super slowed down. Ace Pro 2 for motorcycle now. All my footage. Sick footage, dude. Dude, this is the kind of shit that you guys can create when you know when you know about cameras, you know about settings, you know about what you're going to be filming ahead of time. A lot of slow-mo. It looks all like, oh no, 300 FPS. That checks out. That checks out. It definitely didn't look like 60. I was like, that's got to be 120. What are you using that shoots 300 FPS? That handheld movement was a little jarring. I probably would have slowed this down a little bit as well. A wrap. Good shit, bro. Good shit, my guy. Just follow. Thank you, Chad. Appreciate the follow. I don't use an action camera, just my trusty little 4/3 in danger a lot. Okay, cool. I'm surprised you don't, man. I'm surprised you don't, just to have like some solid B-roll footage or some BTS stuff, you know? If I was you and I did all that incredible shit that I just saw you doing, I would definitely be using an Insta360 though, or some sort of 360 camera. But it looks like you're doing great with what you got, man. Thanks for the review. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. I love checking out what other people create, man. I spend a lot of time on my own stuff. I like looking at other people's things, you know, and just giving an unbiased opinion. Be like, yeah, that shit looks fire. Yeah, hell yeah. Do you recommend the 67 as my first camera? I do. I do. I really want to grab a DJI Nano for BTS stuff. Yeah, those are cool. When it comes to the Nano and like the Insta360 Ultra, the ones that have the removable thing, my only gripe with them is like I think we're one generation or two away from getting one that has like a massive sensor. I always want the biggest sensor. But the Nano stuff is cool. Truthfully though, bro, for you in your environment, the Insta360 I think is the way to go, just because it's durable. It's 100% waterproof. The DJI Pocket or the Nano thing is also waterproof, but you'll lose that fucking camera, dude. You know what I mean? Unless you fix it and screw it in and duct tape it to something, you're gonna lose the little recorder part. Comment from YouTube. What up? What up? DJI Nano is cool for sure, though. I'm not gonna lie. But there is one, I think the Insta360 one, the one that removes, the one that has a separate camera module. I think that has a bigger sensor, I think. Hey, I try to color grade my footage, but it's ass. Okay. I downloaded sample footage from YouTube guy website. I color grade that was good. And what you think I might be doing wrong when shooting? It sounds to me like you just need to practice, bro. You know, you got to keep in mind that like colorists and people that color grade footage, they do that like, you know, it's a full-time job. People go to school for that kind of shit. Like they spend a lot of time doing it. So it sounds to me like you just need more time. Brother, what's up, brother? How are you? Nice to see you again. Wonder Tough, good to see you, broski. 6700 or ZVE1? I'd probably get the ZVE1. ZVE1 is expensive though. Chad, what's up, Chad? Just got a Sony A7 III with a Tamron 7180. Nice. For my 15-year-old daughter, good place to start. Hell yeah. Yeah, she's gonna love that kit. She's gonna do all kinds of stuff with it. Yeah, keep your eye on the Tamron stuff for Sony. The Tamron and the Sigma stuff is really a good deal. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Who is that? Ogie Authentic. Thank you for the follow. True. I usually am like a 6 to 12 person media crew at big events, so used to having GoPro Gremlin to rip footage off when needed. Got it. Yeah, dude. People that are actually doing this kind of stuff, like people that are doing stuff like you, it's incredibly inspiring, right? It's very motivational to be like, fuck, that could be me. I could do that. You know what I mean? Which is really, really cool to see, man. Especially when you get to go to these crazy, unique, remote places, or even places that are all over the world that have like such a large biodiversity, you know? I went to Costa Rica a couple years ago, and man, I really fell in love with that country. I was like, holy shit, this place is beautiful. Would you recommend photography classes or should I be self-taught? If you can afford photography classes, you should totally take photography classes if you can. Bro, about action cams, DJI Osmo 4 or the 5? The 6. I would get the 6. If I'm buying an Osmo right now, I'd buy the Action 6. Would you suggest as an alternative to SSDs since they increase in price? SSDs? You can get M.2s and an M.2 enclosure just to give you some options. But SSDs are just the way that they are. What I would do, what I would do is I would not buy any more SSDs and SSD storage. What I would do is buy HDD storage, offload, because it's cheaper, offload all of my SSDs onto like a 12 terabyte HDD, because those are significantly cheaper. Let's find out how much they are actually. I am fortunate that I bought a NAS system several years ago, 2 years ago now, I think. Let's do 8 TB HDD. Yeah, so here's what I would do. I would buy like something like this, or even something bigger, you know, something like, let's see, what do they have? A pack of 6. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. I would buy something larger than this. Oops. Do they have 12? Yeah. Let's see. Trying to find. This one right here is 14 and it's $300. So I would do is I would buy something like this, or I'd even buy like a 2-bay NAS system, because you gotta start like thinking about 2-bay U green. You gotta start thinking about long-term storage. I would buy something like this for real. And then, so this is going to be a little bit more of an expensive route, but it's a lot more permanent route, like long-term, like quality of life kind of things. I would buy something like this. This hooks up to your network, and then I'd buy some drives, and then I'd put it in here, and then I'd offload all of my SSDs constantly to these things, and then it's hooked up to your network. And then you never have to worry about it, generally speaking. Thank you, man. I'll hook you up. Need more people on the World Champions media team in 2028. Sick. Bro, let me know, bro. Let me know, man. Big Texas. Good morning, Big Texas. You're up early, broski. Welcome to the chat. Did you give the boys? Yeah, so I gave my nephews an Insta360. I gave these my nephews. I wish I got to see more of their footage. Because the reason why I got it for them was so that I could see them more often. Because they're living like a childhood right now, like they're children. I gave them this one, the XT5. Not XT5, I'm sorry, X5. Ooh, look, it comes in white now. Ooh. That's cool. I have a black one. Yeah, I have this one. And then I also gave which one else did I give him? The Ace Pro 2, I think. This was a couple Christmas ago. I gave him yeah, this one. I think I gave him the Action Bundle. Would have been one of these ones. But these two cameras, the Insta360 and this one right here, are practically, maybe I shouldn't say practically, but they're waterproof, they're drop proof, they're shock proof. You can put it on your helmet and rip around the yard, and like they can fall in the river and they'll be fine, you know what I mean? So the stuff they shoot is so cool and fun. Just exactly right. That's exactly why I got it for them, so that they can like record all this stuff of them just being boys, climbing on shit. And then they can take the SD card, upload it to a hard drive, and then just, do some stuff with it later on. Are those good to edit off? No, not HDDs. So HDDs are not for editing off of, they're for storage. So that's why I asked if you currently have SDDs. What I would do is offload your SDDs onto your HDDs, put them in long storage, and now you have freed up your SDDs. I said a lot of Ds there. Best RF macro lens. The 85, bro. Big Texas, what are you getting up to, bro? It sounds to me like you're plotting over there, bro. What are you getting into? My favorite macro lens that I have on a budget, the best one is the 100 macro. That one's about $1,000. That one's really good. But if you want a tight budget or something a little bit easier on the wallet, this one is really great. The 85 f2 macro. This one's really good. But if you want the best of the best of the best, the 100 RF macro is the one. Also, the 35 is really good as well. I use this lens a lot more. The 85 is for like special use cases, like when I'm doing product videos and stuff. But the 85 is really nice as well. Just finding ways of spending money. That sounds about right, bro. Yeah, that sounds about right. I would say if you're on a budget, the 85 is the way to go. If you want to spend more money, the RF 100 millimeter. This guy right here. This is what like professional wedding photographers use, and like the 100 macro right here. It's an L series lens. It's an f2.8, but the 100 macro is like no other, dude. This is a very special lens. I was shooting some flowers and it's peak. I was shooting yesterday's first time on the 17-40 and the manual ring is so much insane. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Wonder Tough. You just recently got that lens, right? The 17-40? Bro, I'm telling you, man, that lens is it, dude. Yeah, those lenses, that lens is it. I was shooting some flowers. Yeah, it's good for everything. The stuff they shoot is cool. Yep. STD, SDD. Hey man, I got any recommendations for a shotgun mic going to compact stuff with my A7? I use the Rode Video Mic NTG for my mic, my onboard mic. This one, let's see. Is it this one? I forget where I have it. Yeah, I have two of these. This is the mic that I like. Rode Video Mic NTG shotgun mic. Best lens to take photos of cars with. Any lens. Any lens can take photos of cars. Best cam, about $500. Your cell phone. Best macro and portraits. Probably the 85 Big Texas. That 80. You're already familiar with the 85. Did you buy that 85, by the way? The F2? I know you got rid of your fancy 85. I use my 85 macro more than my 85 portrait lens, truthfully. Best cam for 500. Yeah, $500 is a little low. I wouldn't say anything is the best at $500. It really depends on what you're doing though, buddy. Jolly B. Really depends on what you're doing. What lens should I use to create content with my ZVE 10 II? Probably the 16mm from Sigma. 1.5K budget to get a lens to take photos of planes. There might be a what camera body do you have, Rowan? No, I'm looking for something to replace my fancy 85. I would get the 85 f2 macro. That's what I would do. Because it's $500, bro. This one right here. This is what I would do. I have it right here. Yeah, this guy right here. $85 macro. 1.14. This is a really nice lens. It's loud though. Like it's like it sounds like that. Like very mechanical. How close can you get? It says right here. 1.14 feet. But keep in mind, this is 85mm. So like, it's crazy. Compared to the fancy 85, if you look at the fancy 85, this one was 2.79 feet, almost 3 feet. This guy, its macro little brother is, what does that say? 1.4 feet. So big difference. Again, keep in mind it's 85mm, so like the 85 is wild. I like the 85 macro. Today I'm busting out Big Bertha, you guys. I'm busting out Big Bertha, aka Big Chungus. $28-70 f2. That's from the center of the camera to the end of the lens. I forget, bro. I forget exactly. I think it's from the sensor. It's from the sensor. What are you doing with that macro lens anyways that you need to be all up in somebody's business? Again, keep in mind the 85 millimeter, bro. Keep in mind that you're already at 85 millimeters. And that's why you buy, you know, that's why these macros are like cheaper, you know, because they're not like true macros. They are great in macro capabilities, but then, you know, you have lenses like this that are a lot more expensive. I'm trying to see what the minimum focus distance is. Yeah, but that's why actual macro lenses are a lot more expensive. I'm trying to see what the minimum focus distance is here. Like, look at this, dude. It's 100 millimeters right there, though, so keep that in mind. 85 is wild. I don't know. For 500 bucks, I think that's worth giving a shot, dude. Like, chances are you're gonna be satisfied. You don't need to be inside of something. Let's see. That's from the center of the camera. Yeah, I think it's from the sensor. And if you guys don't know, you can see where your camera sensor is. There's a little symbol on the top of your camera that looks kind of like this. It's like a circle. Whoops. It's like a circle. What the fuck? Draw. Oh, my bad. It looks like a circle like this, and then it has a line through it like this. What the fuck? It has like a line through it like this, and you guys will find this symbol, a circle with a line through it, on the top of your camera. It'll actually look like this. Whoops. And if you guys see this on the top of your camera. Actually, I don't know if you'll be able to see it here. There's like a little symbol right here. It's like tucked in there. That is where the sensor lies of all your cameras. So if you guys have your cameras on you and you want to know where the sensor actually lies, so that's important for if you want to like measure or have like exact measurements of where your sensor is. That's why that little symbol is there. I'm looking for a needle in a haystack. Yeah, that kind of is what it sounds like. Bro, M50 M2 worth $300 with a kit lens and 2 batteries. 300 bucks is fair, Lou. For my crop sensor, my 45 millimeter does the trick. Cool. What is the best lens for the R50V? 18 to 50 Sigma lens. How fast is the focus on the 85? That's the problem with the 85 is that it has a lot of settings on it. You have to control the what's it called? The focus distance. Again, it's a $500 lens, bro. I think it's worth checking out though. You might like it. To me, 500 to you, Big Texas, $500 is nothing, bro. I think it's worth a purchase. But all right, guys, I do gotta bounce. I gotta go to my full-time job and get some pictures taken of my boss. I am out. For those of you guys hanging out in TikTok world, thank you so much for hanging out. I do appreciate you. If you haven't followed already, now is your opportunity to do so. YouTube, always a pleasure. YouTube, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'm trying to get to a goal of 4,000 subscribers by the end of March, and I need your guys' help to get there. I'll catch you guys later on tonight. Adios. Music sounds good.